Hello and welcome to your reading. If you're finding yourself feeling stuck, confused, lost, or uncertain about what it is to do next, you just need a little bit of help to help you find. This reading is here for that. It's to ask Spirit, Universe, God, Goddess, whatever it is you believe in, what it is we need to do in order to get to whatever the next phase is. So let's go ahead and first let's find out where we are. What exactly about our current situation that we can do to get us moving forward. So let's see what the cards have to say about us being where we are. That's an important card. I always like to know where we are first because I feel like you have to know where you are in order to understand exactly what it is you need to move forward. I'm a solution person. Like, you always need to find the solution and not focus on the problem. But if you don't know what the problem is, it's hard to find a solution. Okay. Okay, the first card. Let every cat out of the bag. This is saying that we have so much going on, too much inside, too many secrets, too many hidden things, so much that is just inside of us that the truth needs to come out. 100% the truth needs to come out. And also, these cats are adorable. Get a good look at them. But yeah, we need to... Speaking of cats, please stop. Please stop, sir. Sorry, Squall. He's in another video. I'll link the video that he's in if you want to meet him, but he's trying to grab attention right now. But yeah, so let every cat out of the bag. Whatever it is that's holding on inside of you, whatever piece you're worried about rocking, whatever that truth is that is inside of you that needs to come out, let it out. There is more where that came from. So this card is almost like, it just complements this other card so well because it's one of those reminders where it's like, there are many versions of yourself who are feeling whatever it is that you're feeling that doubt, feeling that pain, feeling that insecurity. It all started somewhere. Maybe it's from your inner child. Maybe it's from your teenager. Maybe it's from your young adult. The truth is, there's more to it than the fact that, it was just a one-time incident, or that, there was something that there was a reason why you got into an argument with a friend or family member. There's more to it. There's more than what you're just saying that's underneath the surface that really needs to come out. The more you create, the more the universe is. So this is beautiful because it shows chaos, but it shows pretty, beautifulness. It shows everything. And it's a reminder that, yeah, you are stuck. That's fine. I get it. We've all been there. I've been there. But it's one of those where the more you create, the more you do, the more you add to the universe. And creation doesn't have to be art. It doesn't have to be content. It doesn't have to be something sellable. Sometimes creation is you finding a creative solution to a problem. Sometimes creation is you finding your way out of your own darkness and saying, hey, I'm better than this, and creating a better version of you. Whatever it is, creation is not just a product, it is an act. Evolve into a non-complainer. So I have to have a caveat with this card because there's a difference between being a non-complainer and holding your truth. A non-complainer is somebody who, what this card standards is. A non-complainer is somebody who, instead of focusing on the negative of everything, can find positiveness. Now, I'm not going toxic positivity here because that's a thing too. But instead of just saying, it's raining and the skies are gray and I'm hungry and I'm just not comfortable right now and things aren't going well for me. You can say, okay, it's raining. The grass needs the rain, or the flowers need the rain. I know I feel hungry right now, but we're going to focus on what meal I want to make next. It's about realizing that it's not about everything that you do. Part of it is about what you say, and what you say affects what we do. So let's allow ourselves to evolve from a person that focuses on problems to focuses on solutions. And that's what that card always means to me. Because there's a difference between just constantly complaining and speaking your truth. If your truth has not been heard, that's not you complaining, that's you sticking up for yourself. Complaining is when you are just saying all the negative things because you'd rather focus on the negative than the positive things that could potentially be happening. Complaining is saying I need to do, my dishes are dirty, I have a pile of laundry, and I need to take the garbage out, or the garbage needs to be taken out and none of it's being done. So instead of complaining, instead of saying the garbage is gross and needs to be taken out, my dishes are dirty, and I have that dirty pile of laundry, why don't we do something about it? Why don't we change it into I will be doing the dishes, I will be taking out the garbage, and I will be doing my laundry? There's a difference. All right, let's ask the tarot cards exactly what more information they can give us about this problem so we can start focusing on the solution. Because there's something underneath the surface. Oh, okay. There's something that we are kind of, I don't know. Let's get more information. All right, King of Swords. So this tells me that you actually are very aware of the solution. You're very analytical and you understand exactly what it is you want to do and need to do and how to do it. It's just allowing yourself to actually do it. Because the King of Swords is very logical, very understanding, very analytical, and it's the King of Swords gets straight to the cut of the truth. And then the next card we have is the Knight of Wands here in its reverse position. So the Knight of Wands is telling me that we're very impulsive, that we are struggling to find our balance, and that we're just wanting to go to the thing, to the thing, to the thing, and we're almost on the verge of burnout, if not already at the verge of burnout. When you are the Knight of Wands in its reverse position, you're not even paying attention to your actions so much as you are just in a reactive state. And being in a reactive state is exhausting, tiring, and it means that you've given away your power instead of reclaiming your power. The Lovers, back to us making choices. The Lovers is always about choices. It's about the choices that you make. It's about the choices that you're going to continue to make. Are you going to love yourself, or are you going to keep doing things that are self-sabotagey or for the betterment of other people, but not for the betterment of yourself? Also, completely unrelated, but I love how we have let every cat out of the bag, and I chose the Cat Tarot for this one. I have had this deck chosen before I pulled these 4 cards, so the irony. But yeah, so the Lovers. What are you going to do? Who are you going to choose? And 9 of Pentacles in its reverse position. So this is all about you knowing and doing and being an independent person. But when it's reversed, it's saying that you don't feel confident. You have doubts. You have fears. 9 of Pentacles is about you knowing how to manage your time, resources, and material possessions wisely. It's about knowing how to use your energy wisely. And the 9 of Pentacles in its reverse position doesn't take away that. You still know how to do all of that in its reverse position. You are just doubting yourself. You're letting fear or something else shake your ability to continue to manage everything that you know how to manage everything that you know how to do. I want to get more information about our truth, though. I get now that the reason why we're not moving forward, why we're stuck, is because what we talk about is more on surface stuff. The non-complainer card is what's telling me that, is the fact that what we talk about is the surface stuff, and the stuff that needs to be out of the bag is deeper than that. We need to go way beneath the surface, and we need to start letting people know and hear and understand exactly what it is that we want, what it is that we need. We need to stop expecting that things are just going to change if we don't do anything different. And it's about doing something different. It's about putting yourself out there. It's about opening up and being honest. So the first card that flew was Door of Dreams. This card is telling me that whatever is inside of us, whatever's holding us back, whatever is hurting us, is the fact that we have dreams, we have ambitions, and we're not going after them. The second card, Reincarnation. All right, so this could be a lesson that has to do with, us already, something we haven't completed in a past life. Or maybe we have past life cycles that are, lessons that we still haven't learned and that we need to learn in this life, in the sense of like, maybe part of your perfectionism or your doubts and fears aren't even about this life. Maybe it's about something that happened in a past life, and we need to allow ourselves to go within and, see how it is we can change that. And then protection. So I love this protection card because it's very red and it's very primal. And protection comes at a cost. Are you going to protect your peace? And I'm putting peace in quotes in this one, by letting everything goes as is, and you are going to continue to suffer while everything else around you is happy? Or are you going to actually stand up and protect yourself, which could cause some destruction around you? And that is sometimes part of what it is. Think about a garden. When you plant a garden and you sow the seeds and water the flowers, or even the vegetables or fruits, whatever it is, when you water them, you have to protect that what you're caring for. And by protecting things, you have to rip out the weeds that are going to strangle it. So are you going to protect yourself, or are you going to protect the weeds? Which part of this is about you protecting yourself? And another thing about the reincarnation card is that can also be generational too. Sometimes our doubts, fears, and issues are generational. And it's one of those things where we are living out patterns that have been passed down to us from our family. And we're doing it because we saw them do it. So why don't we do the same thing? So maybe too, you're being challenged this time to break it, because there is more to where that came from. And we do need to let every cat out of the bag. And clearly creation is important here, or else the Door of Dreams wouldn't have popped up here. So we have to do the thing. We have to make the decisions that are going to help us make choices to love ourselves. We know what it is. It's just about prioritizing our actions and believing in ourselves. So let's ask the universe for some truths that are going to help us understand how we're going to follow through with the decisions that love us, how we're going to fall back into our dreams and actually protect ourselves in the way that is true protection and standing up for ourselves, how we're going to handle whatever destruction comes from us leading our personal lives, and so that way we can grow our own seeds instead of allowing things to take over as they are. Harmony. Cultivate harmony in relationships. Sorry, that says cultivate harmonious relationships. So that's important too. And that goes a lot with the lovers, but that tells me that whatever this is, whatever this involves, it's something between you and somebody else. You're holding yourself back because of maybe one person, maybe it be your spouse or a loved one, or maybe it's multiple people. Maybe this goes so deep that there are so many people that don't know the real you, that we need to really start bringing it to the surface. And harmonious relationships doesn't mean that we sacrifice ourselves and we keep shoving the cat back in the bag. Harmonious relationships is us working together so that way we can both be healthy, we can both be us, we can both be true to ourselves. Joy. Find joy in the little things every day. All right, so this is going to help you with that non-complainer card, where I talked about, instead of focusing on the negatives, let's focus on joy. Now, I'm not going to take away from the negatives. Negatives are part of life. You need darkness and light. It's a balance. But with that being said, if we only focus on the negative, our life is going to be unbalanced and the negative is going to take over. So we need to do the work to help us see the positive in our life. And I don't care if that positive is that someone smiled to you, or if that positive is that you got the garbage taken out, or if the positive is you just got out of bed for the day and took a shower. Find the positive and focus on it, because what we focus on is what we become. Detachment. Let go of attachment to outcomes. I 100% know this is easier said than done, and I'm not going to take that away from you. Detachment is one of the hardest things that we can do, but it's one of the quickest ways we can find answers and happiness. What do I mean by that? When you are so focused on having the solution be the solution that you want, You're not allowing for an organic solution to find its own way to you. Why does it matter that it's an organic solution? Because that is the quickest solution to your problem. I'm not going to say it's the easiest. I'm not saying it's the easiest, but it's the quickest solution. And it's one of those things where if it's the quickest and it's the right solution, then it's going to just happen on its own. And if you are attached to it, you're restricting the chance for spirit to kind of come in and help. Think of it this way. You pray and you pray and you ask and you hope and you manifest and you focus and you do whatever it is you do to get things to change, to be the way that they should be, because you deserve better. And you do. You always deserve better. But if all this praying, all this manifesting, all this, asking and, working towards something, whenever, whatever it is you believe in comes in and says, here's some help. Well, if it's not the way that you expect it because you have an attached outcome, you're going to say no to it. And when you say no to it, the universe is like, well, I offered, I put it out there, and you didn't take it, so I'll give it a different way, a different try. And the universe could be just answering you over and over and over again, but because it's not the exact way that you want it to be, it's taking longer versus the first time the universe was like, hey, here's the help, here's the thing, this is going to get you there quicker, just trust me, please. Because you stayed attached to a certain outcome, you're not giving the universe, spirit, God, goddess, whatever you believe in, you're not giving them the ability to intercede on your behalf. So look at how much energy you're putting into whatever you want this change to be and how much room you're making for, assistance. Or are you even allowing room for assistance? If you want to know how to help yourself detach and how to let yourself receive that assistance, feel free to ask in the comments below how you can, ask me for advice for that. We do have a community. We do have people who are here to support each other, and I would love to answer that question. If you want a full reading, there is a link in the description below for a private reading. We can get you more information that way too. That is your reading. I hope this was helpful, and I can't wait to see you again. Bye-bye.